mokgaitsi dumelang ga ya le dumedisang ke morwa Matlaopane ke morwa Tsipane ke mo Kalobe ke mosimana go Taung ke nna wa ga mo Diapula ke la amogela mo gospel church what neo ke re bona today iketleng le chilling because Java no thing here so let's Java like but at least I don't ja anything I don't Java I don't the next we are just here to talk about music industry and this is Sabu Satsha. Welcome to Gospel I don't know, let's say I'm a fair too much then. Now I'm going to need you on couch.
Thanks.
Oh my Lord.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me.
You do this on Marshall. How is it to be on the other side?
I actually don't like interviews.
Do you ever do them?
All the time. I'm always forced into doing them. I think it's taller and I'm saying, they trick me into them. It's so fast, just so fast.
Yeah, quick, 5
just
minutes.
Quick 5 minutes, I called 12 about 30 minutes later.
Plus, you are Koluma now.
I never time now.
Yes, the advert layer. Yeah, this other network provider. For 5 rand, you can talk all weekend.
So
yeah. But then before we could start, what happened here? Let's start there. Yeah.
I think, well, a lot of people know. I had an unfortunate incident where we had a car accident in 2014. 30th of November 2014, we had a car accident. The late Lihle, yeah, and cousin yake, Justice. Yeah, man.
Does it ever hit you back or like, okay, you were part of that and she is no more?
It does, man. It does. Long story short, we swapped seats. I think a lot of people who know the story, when I tell the story, we swapped seats. She sat in the back and I moved to the front. So I guess it could have been me who didn't make it. But yeah.
Are you the only survivor there?
No. Mina no. Yeah, we survived.
And how does it feel every year on the 3rd of November? Or you never think about it that much?
I always think about it, man. I always think about it. It's one of those things where I look back and I say, I think when people say God is good, I know exactly what it is they are saying. God is good and He's that great, because Nami, I was on the edge of my life.
But let me ask this. I don't know if I'm being insensitive or what. If you are saying God is good, you are still alive, and then someone else is late, does that mean God is not good for them or for her family?
You're asking, and it's not insensitive. I think, it's asked right. But when the Bible says, in all things, give thanks, and all things work together for good to them that love the Lord. That word all means everything, even through sad moments like what happened in 2014. We still need to give thanks, and all things still work together for good.
Yeah.
And tonight took us by surprise, by shock, and but God knew. God knew.
And were you guys from or to Kimberley?
From Kimberley.
Yeah.
From Kimberley.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's.
As a film, yeah. 2009.
Keke screaming your name on the stage.
One surprise, unplanned by the way.
How did you get that gig? Because you always knew Keke's band, and for me, I always say that, or like,
it was an amazing band.
It was an amazing band, and I felt like Keke was saying, guys, goodbye from Spirit Music and all that. Another topic for another day.
Hey, man, Okeke approached me, Nini, you know, when I met him on my festival, you know. Hey, but when we must work together, you know, and I'm thinking, Baba.
Apparently, that's how you book people.
Yeah, I'm like, Baba, I know, you've got a band, come on.
Yeah.
So when he eventually called and I got the call, I was actually very shocked. But I think in the industry, we work with certain people because of the link you have.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah. And I always say in life, there's 5 links, you know. 5 people you know. One person, Uleo 5 yako, knows me, and now in my 5, there's one person who knows. So life is about the 5 links.
Relationships are very important.
Very, very, very important. So at the time, Mina, I was very close no Gama.
Oh, Gama, yeah, Gama,
Matos. Yeah, no, God, Tabet.
Okay.
So when my name came up and they are part of it, you know, it's easy when there's people who are there to say, oh, Sabu, for sure, I'll be doing. No, Spanish again.
Yeah,
Spanish
also
at the time. I was very
yeah.
close. No, Spanish at the time. I worked with him, go Jazil Brothers at the time. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's how we...
And you took you were at your prime time. By that time, you were still young, full of energy.
I just recorded Joyous 12 in 2008.
Yeah.
I just recorded Joyous 12 in Fuga Africa as well. 2008, only to do Gege 2009. And yeah, and the rest is history.
And you could know every gig, Sabu on drums, every recording, Sabu.
Yeah, when it's your time, it's
your time.
Yeah.
And you made a name for yourself, man. I'll definitely put you on the legend's name in terms of our music industry.
One day, ne?
Yeah, you are still on top of the game, so one day. One day. Joyous Celebration, you spoke about 12, which was in 2008. One of those classic, is it classic? Yeah, it was on the transition moment because I think it was maybe album number 3, Mbatha as the MD.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how was it to be part of that group? I don't know if you were fired or what, but before you could leave, we'll get to those things. How was the first period of Joyous?
I think for anyone, that stage is exciting. It's I think it's one of, let me say, at the time, it was probably the only gospel stage that will put you in front of a 3,000, 4,000 plus audience at the time. At the time, it was probably the only stage. I mean, now so many artists can do it.
That's true.
I can
That's
name
true.
quite
That's
a few
true,
who
yeah.
can fill up. But yeah, man, Joyous man happened in a very funny way. The way I was booked for Joyous was, I met Nqubeko through Sabu Satsha
Yeah.
for a corporate gig. Nothing that had to do with gospel.
Gospel,
We're actually
yeah.
doing the launch, the after party launch here, Lion King. And Sabelo had seen me play somewhere and he spoke to me about, there's a drama I want you to hear. So I worked with them, Lapo, did that corporate gig. Oh, super. And then did the launch show. Gandogos had just finished recording an album live in Pietermaritzburg.
The field project.
No.
It's not the field project.
Not the field project. There's a project that is just somewhere in the
archives.
But anyway, that project, yeah, I said I call it a title.
Yeah.
But yeah, She had recorded a live album in Mbatha-Exploitations. That was actually her first recording. But I was doing the launch show for that.
Okay.
So we come back. I get paid, man, and then I start doing my shopping. I think I was actually I was looking for a kettle that day. I'm from Tenny.
Yeah.
I'm shopping.
Smack.
Hey, go on. I love the faith you have. I love the faith you have. It was not even close to...
It's those 120, 40 kettles.
But I understand doing it. Well, I'm from saying kettle is serious, Phil. I'm from saying kettle is serious. But no, not a snack.
Okay.
No, nowhere close to a snack.
Okay.
Yeah. Nqubeko. Shop. And he says, hey dot, Udamam unglahlile la kuJoyous. Would you be interested in helping me out kuJoyous? So for now,
Must pause it up. Umlahlile as in like he just went AWOL or what?
well, I mean, at the time I didn't know
Okay.
what was going on. But yeah, what nje Udamam unglahlile.
Oh, okay.
Would you be interested in Joyous? I'm like, yeah. And Joyous, I mean, I listened to Joyous, Joyous 1, Joyous 2, Joyous 3, you know, when it was still at its peak for me. Khona lapho ngiyahlekela khona mina.
Yeah.
So much so ukuthi, long story short, he says was ukureza manje. So ngalishiya nalelo gedlela lelo, ngashiya yonke into lapho, went to the rehearsal, got there. I'm seeing all these Joyous people I see on TV, like, you know, and I get there, it's lunchtime valley.
Yeah.
Sitting outside badle lunch.
Skinny,
Yeah, but actually, you know.
It happens.
Yeah.
Was it the time they were eating bread, chips, coke?
No, Joyous, Joyous from back then, catering, full on. Yeah, no, proper.
Okay.
So I get there and set up my stuff, and I'm like, yo, Joyous, I'm seeing all these people. It's okay. At least the guys in the band, because we had just worked together.
Yeah. Kunju was on band, he was Sabelo on bass.
Sabelo on bass. At the time, we were about to Shezi on keys. I think in Ifile Babu Space as well. Yes, Ifile Babu Space.
And then only it was
Nqubeko
on first keys.
on first keys, yeah.
Okay.
On guitar or chunky. Oh well, I knew him even before Sabelo because I worked with him Mbatha-Exploitations.
Oh, yeah.
There's another gig that I did for the longest time Mbatha-Exploitations through Gap. See,
Relationships are very important, eh?
So we sebenza kugege nje vele ngisebenza kuVuyomgwene noGama. uGama is a bass player kuVuyomgwene, and uBrachumza happened to be the guitarist kuVuyo. So I pop in ngekureza leJoyous. Hey, qali reza. Hey, iqali reza lifethu. Yeah, someone, some two, some three. Ngiyayibona le list yami ngiyibhalayo ukuthi ayipheli manje le list. Ngiyabuza mina ukuthi, guys, kanti how many songs are we doing here? Tisabela chila mfana. Chila.
Sasodlala.
Yes, sasodlala. And most of the songs angizazi. That's why ngithi, and for me now, at ingilahlile somewhere because ngayilalela, and then I lost it somewhere around just 6, 7. Then I caught up again with just 10. Because it was sort of like a big theme.
Yeah.
Of celebrating.
Celebration, yeah.
And Wazo was back. So, you know, my utmost favorite drummer, the late
Was
Wazo.
it the second drummer there?
No. He came back. He was the first drummer to start playing for
He
Joyous.
played from
Then
Joyous
he left.
1.
He played 1 to 5.
5.
I think he played 1 to 5. Yeah, 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And then 6, 7, 8, 9. It was Mahlobo. Working the late as well.
The late working, yeah.
But was my favorite. He still is my all-time favorite. When I speak of South African drummers,
he's on the list.
Yeah, he is the first name that will come out of my mouth.
Okay.
He's done so much. Some people are not even aware. He's behind so many hits. So many hits. He's the engine. So I listened to get to 9, 10. But I struggled in that rehearsal, man, because now, these songs,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like my go-to music. I'm listening to so many other things. It's not like I listen to it joyous. I mean, even now, even when I started working with them, I wouldn't.
We'll talk about that now during the course of this. Continue.
Yeah, but anyway, let's the songs. I had 2 rehearsals to do. Well, basically 1.5 days.
Prior the recording.
No. It was a gig. That gig was they were rehearsing for Joyous Celebration, Joyous Celebration and Kirk Franklin live.
Oh
in
yeah,
Durban.
I remember
2
that
shows.
one.
It was a Saturday and a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yo. So yeah, yeah, I mean, I've always been a heavy player.
Yeah.
I think the way I learned was wrong, and I picked up bad habits. But I'm very grateful now for the way I learned to play.
Yeah.
You learn to play drums, they're not mic'd, and you have to push so that the person sitting chair number 1001 man feels the same intensity as the
As the
person
person sitting in the front. Okay.
So I learned to play out from a very early age. The first thing I learned was to play out. So, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, I roughed him up the wrong way.
But surprisingly, like you have done almost all his project or the Coco Records project with him.
Pretty much all of them except one. The Christmas album.
Christmas, yeah.
And August.
What happened there?
I don't work in Christmas.
Is it your belief?
I don't work in Christmas.
I think is it Nqubeko who said the same thing?
I don't work in Christmas. And Katali, Nisho, even if we get to Michael Jackson, book.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
Christmas, Nkhohle, was on draw.
And who was on drums? Sneaky.
Sneaks or hit it. So I was not there, Ubeka was not there, Tshepo was not there as well. So same band basically.
Yeah, he was
that did
there.
Moments in Time. We've just done Moments in Time actually that very year. So yeah, we had Sneaky were dubbing there, Ishmael on bass, and Ike Abu on guitar.
Speaking about Sneaky,
Yeah.
what happened between you and him?
I hear, we'll see. You know, earlier on when we were speaking, you were saying there was a thing. We've never had.
You never had a beef with him.
I've never had a beef with him. I highly believe he's never had a beef with me as well. So much so, people get surprised when they see us chilling. You see, the only thing that sort of, I would say maybe created a feud is,
Sure.
when I left, let's go back to Joyous.
Yeah.
When I left Joyous, I was never fired, by the way.
Oh.
I've left Joyous on a number of occasions that people don't know. After I recorded Joyous 13, I left. I left.
You did not do the rewind?
I did the first
The
one.
first one.
Yeah, but after Joyous 13, I left. I left. I was not going to do Joyous 14. They rehearsed. If you go and watch the Joyous 14, more nativity at Joyous 14, go and watch it Joyous 14, watch it behind the scenes. There's another drummer rehearsing there. But fun.
Yeah.
I was called back Sele 4 days to the recording. I remember doing rehearsals on a Saturday and a Sunday. Nqubeko noDokozo. Literally, Dokozo was singing for me. Nqubeko didn't rehearse. Monday the choir comes, they see me go rehearsal and they're like,
Welcome back!
and that Monday I know the songs more than the band that's been rehearsing for 3 weeks. It's just been a thing. That's a calling Mbamba. Memoriam.
Sharp.
I top kakhulu ke so lethi bebengibiza nge5 tera mhlambe ehlile kancane after the accident 3 tera manje. But memory has always been into that I've had. It's been really good. So I've been living in Joyous. I left after Joyous 13. Imali inkinga.
Oh.
Bengafuna ukukhokha. Singayilo nje sisi.
Yeah.
Bengafuna ukukhokha.
But then before you continue, how much do you charge?
I'm going to be sure. Oh, nizongibamba inkunzi.
Fair enough. But if you could estimate,
we can talk about the money thing now because I think
that's
it's
another
a
thing
serious
here
issue in the industry.
industry.
It's a serious issue.
Because we are always saying we don't have budget.
Ngiyalizona igama elithi budget. Mama ngimthola budget ukuthi ubani ngimbamba.
Yeah.
Because budget finds his way into everything.
But not the music.
But not Lady Caesar.
Yeah.
We're doing a recording, a music show. We don't have budget for the musicians. Economic budget here, catering, economic budget here, security, economic budget here, sound. We don't have budget for the musicians who are recording the album. The latest come and see. The reason why we are here is because we are recording an album. We don't have budget for the musicians who are recording the album. That's going to be sold. It
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but it went wrong somewhere, Dala, and it's been a thing.
And through my researches and my findings, it seems like the budget is only not there in the gospel space.
Hey, I want to mind you. This is it now. Ish, yeah, it has a lot of truth in it.
Yeah,
and it's sad. It's sad because in my however many years of working in the industry, I have only encountered money issues in gospel. Now, someone else would say, yeah, but you are a gospel drummer. Predominantly.
You are saving.
You are a gospel drummer predominantly. Gospel is what I do. I do a lot of gospel music, but yeah, I've had my fair share of ngishayekile. Yeah, ngishayekile. That's why manje, people who know me, they know alifaka lapha. Lo uyazikhulumela. Namanje nje ungibuza ukuthi how much do I charge? The reason why I can't tell you is not because I can tell you off camera. It's not because, but it's because what I charge is not what anyone else would charge.
I mean, like you are Sabu at the end of the day.
Yeah, even now what I asked, there was Ngabuya because of issue of mine. What Nqubeko give me entered ngiyakudinga for the recording.
The 14.
Yeah, ngiyakudinga for the recording lena and angaye ngiyenza nje ungekho. Into ezokwenzeka bawumkhizo uzokufonela. Ngitshele nje, just tell him all your concerns and work it out, whatever it is. Work it out. Wafona. Ngitshela ukuthi when wafona sekazi ukuthi inkinga imali.
But then like there's a university with a big sponsor on them. Are you saying people are being exploited there?
I'm not saying people are being exploited when I know. What I'm saying is, if there is any exploitation in our life, people have allowed it upon themselves. If you don't speak up, more than manje now, I won't know what's an king until you.
But you can't making him man, so you're okay, continue again.
But again, they are both the same way. But when I ask go to king,
yeah.
If you didn't say,
sure.
But now I know.
Sure.
Manga phumela ngaphandle kwambilotho.
Yeah.
Ngivele ngikhumbule nje onyawo yazi beshilo because you brought it up.
Yeah.
But money is an issue in the industry. It has become a taboo subject. I discuss. And once it discussed, kuba snacks.
They tell you big-headed and all of that.
Yeah, nje kuba sawa kuyashintsha ne-atmosphere. You can feel ukuthi sekushintsha ne minimal influence. Yabona ukuthi mnandi kanjani njengoba sixoxa basihleka discuss music. Noma sikhuluma ngemali asiqhubeke lapho in that same spirit.
Yeah.
I'm like that, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you never think, or maybe you are the troublemaker, or I don't know if I may put it that way.
You are right.
The right word for you.
It is actually the right word because I remember Dala and Safia industry when I really started kicking. Hey man, gospel, hey chayile futhi gospel. No, if it's somewhere what if it's uyabo angasebenza noLondi. Bula Music, he was signed to Bula Music back then. The artist who was signed to Bula Music wawuLondi, Sifiso Ncwane, Dumi Mkokstad, Mamkholega, uZodwa Thwecu, kube uNtsikelelo. There was a guy called
Ntsikelelo. Say name?
I forget his surname, but Satan jumped on the fence.
Yeah, that's how I was asking about the surname here.
What?
The one who sings
the song.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the surname.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
Then so we have, I would earn 750 rand for a gig alone. But this was a long time ago. I'm talking 2006. 2006. No, 2005. 2004, 2005. Yeah, Ben Sasa scared.
Okay.
204, 205, 750. And to me, we mad leyo. Ngihlala ekhaya, ngibhadala rent.
Not stress transport.
Una stress, imali yami nje le ukuthi ngiyazi ukuthi hayi bazoyithatha ekhaya but ngizobabonisa sigela Friday tuck shop into engizobe ngiyenza. Ngizophethe to keep ngayi.
Yeah.
Zobe sibuyi. You know. But then ngangena ku-exploitation nami at an early age. Seqala ke into beseyenza manje Tshepo Nzimande he would kuputhola ukuthi kule gig le kubukhwe uLondi ubukho Sifiso Ncwane. He would bring the whole stable. Mamkholega ezenozodwa. Sihamba nomakhumba ethu. Yo, masifika kuleyo festival leyo yenza sure ukuthi uyangena estage singangena. Ngoba sangena sizohlala 3 hours. Sizongena uTsikelelo. Enze 4 songs. Mina uDumi Mkokstad. Enze 4 songs yakhe. Kungena uZodwa. Enze 4. Sisaya kulabo babhukiwe.
Yeah.
Enze 4 songs yakhe. Kungena uMamkholega. Enze 4 songs yakhe. Kungena uDumi Mkokstad. Enze 4 songs yakhe. Bese singena kulabo babhukiwe uSifiso ashaye.
750.
Lalela ke masibuya. So thola 750 kuLondi bese kuSifiso Ncwane is by 500. So guys, but still, to me, I'm young, I'm in school.
Yeah.
750 plus 500. They're complaining at this.
Yeah.
They're complaining at this. So the don't show ukuthi hey, to a troublemaker. Ngangena kule nto yokuthi si band asibatsheleni. And manje Tshepo Nzimande was very fond of me. Very fond of me. Besona blind. Namanje mesihlangana nje.
Umnandi.
Yeah, ngintwana yakhe vele nje full on. So lezi bezifaka mina umoya. Sawukhuluma naye. Angamapheli leso sikhathi. Ngingayazi phela kumele kuthole imali yendlela. Nangazi ukuthi ikhombi mayisuka ima KFC thenga ibhakede siyadla sonke size siyofika ePE or East London or eMthatha I will not even include up about per diems. Mina ngazi nje ukuthi ngiwadlala jabela ukuthi ngiwadlala festival. But then, as ngikhula ngibona ukuthi okay, and ekhaya bebengafuni ngenza music because bangibuza nje question one which I could not answer. Ubani umaziyo wenza lento or successful? Mungamletha la ekhaya simbona.
By that time.
So yeah, at that time. And the truth was there was no one I could reference. A musician, not artist.
Yeah.
A session musician, you companies. There was no one at that time close to me that I could reference. Because but
after that, what's happening?
Yeah, life is sharp, so as you grow up, you realize it's okay. This thing is just not about playing. And I started viewing myself as a brand more than just as Sabu or my drums, but there's Sabu.
The brand.
Yeah, Sabu, the brand. Yes.
And you know Sabu,
yeah, yeah. But there's a saying, people treat you the way you portray yourself. Yeah. The way you want them to treat you, that's how they'll treat you. So I realized it causes problems. Because if much later on, this incident could just Joyous 13 get record. They are calling me for Joyous 13. And now Joben phone for Joyous 14, I'm sorry. Joben phone he called and give me the they are sort of at my mercy. So I must demand what I want. Yeah. Of course I'm not gonna be ridiculous. But let me make my buck.
The 60K.
And even then I wish. Even then money I didn't charge much. Even then, I'm still young. I didn't charge much.
Yeah.
Ngavuso mfundisi hlongwane. Phone up sakhuluma. Kwangathi siyazwana but yeah, sometimes ucabanga ukuthi uzweni wamkhize kanti he was saying something else when you heard something else because he has a special way of speaking,
of twisting things.
Yeah, he has a special way. He's mastered it. He
has been in the game.
I know he's been in the game for very long.
Yeah.
I can count them. Bambara for someone to have that gift. It's a gift, that thing. It's a gift to get you to do something, to agree to something, and realize after you've agreed, what did I just agree to? Yeah. No, it's a gift. It's a gift. So. I remember his words. What he gave me? Lalela report. Salary yako. Confidential. That's why nasema company. Akekho umuntu oma emnyango wasecompany amemeza ukuthi unawo simnika 10,000 ngenyanga. Yeah, ipayslip mayiza iza lapha.
Yeah.
Ibhaliwe amanye azabhaliwe confidential ngaphandle. Izinalezi zinto lezi for government kunalezi zinto ivalwele ukuthi leya payslip mangafika kuyivuliwe ingaba icase enkulu.
Yeah.
So then, because it's confidential. And the truth is we've treated music as puzzle shop.
Yeah.
We were having a discussion with Joseph Nje not so long ago, and he was making an example in my board. Now that I've gotten into a production space now I get to book people. It's tough, Lindy, what you get a budget. For instance, to a 100K. This is your budget, some musicians, we're doing a gig so. How we've been programmed in Futsi Indoya like Mzansi, how we've been programmed or how things have been done. I'm going to try and split this 100K evenly between Tina and Anje.
As a team.
As a team.
Okay.
But now when we experience maybe 5 years more than the next person.
Okay.
5 years more than the next person. But instead of ngizoza kuwe ngithi eshafana ngikike so 10,000 fana sishayile kikile. And then when uzothi fana 10,000 ayongilungela mina for the kick. Mina I think I'll be happy with 15. Now, instead of me seeing how I can shift around the budget to pay you 15 work, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to go to the other guys and see what's, guys, 12. Now I'm going to try and negotiate your 15 down so that I can put everyone at an even amount, which is wrong. Which is wrong. You go in the corporate sector, you go anywhere in the field. There's people like umsebenzi oyi-1 but month end ama-salaries wabo uthola ukuthi awafani mhlawumbe omunye more nge-2,000 omunye more but ngayibamba lapho leyo nto since washo njalo umfundisi Hlongwane angiyisebenzi le game yokuthi sihola malini no because uma ngifonela inamba yami ngidayela inamba yami ukhuluma nami ubhukha mina awubhukhi thina ayinabo uzobafonela ubabhukhi ungibhukha mina sixoxe dinga imali engaka dinga i-rehearsal fee engaka, these are my technical requirements phelile ukuthi ngisho noma ngithiwa lo omunye ukunegotiate naye wamnika i-1,000,000 ngirealize after ukuthi umnika i-1,000,000 angendawo so ukuthi unegotiate kahle yena ukwazi ukuzinegotiate le-1,000,000 mina ngihlulekile ngoba ngifuna u-20,000 wami but lo 20,000 ngutholile angisifunele. So I think it's yeah man, treating yourself as a business.
But like, what is it that you as the musicians are doing that the young kids should not continue this cycle? Because it's the same thing, you know, like it has been going on and on for years, but then you guys are complaining behind the scenes. But we are not seeing any difference.
No, I'm complaining behind the scenes. We are asking. I'm complaining behind the scenes. I'm complaining to the relevant people. Let your complainer behind the scenes is what's going to keep this vicious cycle keep turning, because siyaqoqana sama musicians lapha khona ngisikhala ishaya imali kanye ngilalele lapha ebhasini bayiqala ebhasini le trance ngizwele ukuthi imali in high funeka ikhuphuke ya masifesi watshela hlezi kahle ebhasini fully headphone yami one so batshela wala ama headphones yayibona lesi zobatshela and njengoba sizobatshela khona uyi-1 la ebhasini okhipha ifone uhlaba message bathi bazokutshela thumela message kuma boss yeah, because by the time sifika lapha ayikho lento ukuthi sizobatshela izoqalwa yibo baphathi yeah phuma umfundisi Hlongwane athi ngiyezwa kuthiwa khona abanenkinga yemali la ngicela bonke abanenkinga yemali abasuku sekusukuma 2-3 nyana
that unity is no longer there.
Yayibona kade ndizabalaza lapha masefika amaphoyisa nyabaleka yayibona ukuthi kushaya phike lento yokuthi sisonke so negotiate your own deal because you are an individual. Negotiate your deal phuma into eningi and this is what inkinga because niyalapha nibaningi then baqala manje bathi divide and conquer because they know ukuthi ayazi unewo something but lo actually asidinga ngakho nalo asidinga ngakho so lo sizombizela eceleni sinegotiate naye but la bayahamba siwaxosha la vele kade vele sidinga abantu abafresh vele siwaxosha la. Guess what? Bayahamba nizothi nithi next show obana basekho xoshiwe.
Do you think those who are not speaking but to be fired or maybe
losing the
blacklisted?
Yeah.
I mean, we know about the gatekeepers of the industry, and it's so sad when it's happening in the gospel space.
hayi la kwa-gospel kulapho ke ziduma khona-ke bro.
Yeah.
Ziyaduma ziyabuya. You need to get to a point in your life where you are fine with not working. Uzitshele nje ukuthi yazi uzoshaya isinkwa sami nebutter namanzi, then ukuthi ngiphumele an amount less than this, because you've decided this is a standard I'm going to set for myself and I'm not going to go below that. Imagine it was COVID now. Many musicians who are in trouble now that we are coming out of COVID, they dropped certain standards because of COVID. Not knowing what the people who are doing the bookings used this COVID thing to negotiate fees way lower than they should. No matter imali called, COVID is shining too fast. COVID price, I'm going to COVID price. When you want to make fun like I'm going to COVID price, in jail and I shop I take COVID price.
Is it when before the COVID, there was a time we never saw much of you on the stage? You would be doing those small artist gigs, if I may put it that way. Was it because of the price, or maybe you had fallen out of favor?
It's well, you can say fallen out of favor, but I won't say it has.
Can we pause? I just need to go to the bathroom. Just pause this one.
Yeah, I'm sure you said
it. Did you pause that?
Oh yeah, kulum. Sana, strong.
Ah, no, my phone is still going. My phone is doing good, Baba. Serious.
Remember the country laughing at that?
I think 60. On board is 64.
so. There's a menu card.
And there's also no.
Okay, let's go.
Hold on. I wanna kick anything.
You was thinking about the
Also, Kuala
favor. Yeah, the favor. You just want to take it from there.
Okay, hold on.
taking their outfit.
Alright, segment 3, 2, 1.
So it was not a case of maybe I've fallen out of favor. Yes, maybe I've fallen out of favor, but it has nothing to do with a musical element. I've fallen out of favor ngoba sengiyakhuluma. Asengikhulile phela manje. Nami the more ukhula my needs ayashintsha, uyabona ukuthi ayidingi imali. So I can't be doing this 1.5 gigs, 2,000. And you find that the smaller artists will be
before you
the ones.
continue, like it's so sad that even today we have musicians who are doing a gig for 3,000.
Well, I mean, I guess 3K is a gig, but nakhona uyenzela bani.
Oh.
My thing is my philosophy of charger is based on, let's say, an artist. What is your booking fee? You can't have a booking fee 100,000 and then you pay me 1,000 rand. It just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. It's like rana a company Apple, but i7 zakho can't even afford to buy Apple products.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's just a human element. You're charging 100K, you're paying someone 1,000 rand. Routine. What are you communicating to that person? On board. You're interested in me assisting you fuel your vehicle. And there's nothing wrong, because vele we need each other vele.
Yeah.
Siyabantu. We need each other vele. So there's nothing wrong. Yeah, sure, let me help you fuel your vehicle. But at the same time, angihambe nami ngijabulile. Ngiphethe something, ngiphethe singo. Ngihambe nami ngiphethe singo. You know? So I always base what I charge based on what will make me happy.
So also like, does it come to a point where like you will just say, okay, like I've worked with this person for quite a long time. Let me just, a 5-star will do, or a business is a business. Other than that,
Yeah, into my favor yasilimaza. And into my favor ila gospel kakhulu. Asilikhulume nje iqiniso. Into my favor. Ayisiyadila ne-favor la gospel. Angazi mhlawumbe sithathe i-favor yaseBhayibhelini sayithena upside down. Senzela nama-favor.
yeah.
Siyawathanda ama-favor la gospel, siyawathanda. And as compromiser, yazi i-bank month end. Malizodebita. I'll-check ukuthi bo shaya gospel gig. Ntozo. Benjamin Dube or Notumi. Wow, we serve uNkulunkulu. Ibank lishaya debit wamqhaqhazela.
Salokhala.
Futhi ikhala kakhulu idebit. Uke wayizwa? Ayiphuma. Yaphuma ke manje. So I do favors, but nakhona I think I'm a favor wami. Abantu mhlawumbe ngathi ngibenzela ama favor. But limited fit. I'd be lying if I'd say abantu who are more than 3 in my life when it comes to work. Nakhona when I do a favor, I'm swinging a favor because I know ukuthi nalo muntu masisebenza sisebenzisana kahle and siyakhokhelana kahle. So when I do a favor, vele ngisuke sengibheke phambili ukuthi hayi ngizombamba ngahle. Yeah. Ngithi ngikushayela ifavor vele sengicalculate ukuthi le favor yakho uzoyikhokhela ngayo.
The chess move this game.
Yeah, le favor yakho uzoyikhokhela le phambili. Because uzomdinga futhi. So ngithi hayi thi ngwenze le favor. But now ifavor must not cripple me. Thi ngenze ifavor but yabo ungathi ndoda wozongivakashela. Asengivakashele ngize nenyama. Mele ngize nenyama nama drinks. Uthe ngizokuvakashela.
Yeah.
Ungibizile. So
it's like asking a girl out on a date and you expect her to pay.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So favor yakho ayingangilimazi.
Yeah.
Angakwenzela ifavor but mase ngibona ukuthi ifavor yakho ngathi sidla manje kimi manje. Hayi nokulapho sesingasala.
So did you do a favor to your father-in-law?
Problem sespanini.
Yeah, but before you could talk about a lot of things, your career, like if you check back then when you started, are you really proud of what you have done? I know, like even on production, you are also big on production. When you sit down alone and say like, yeah, man, get to hakal with this thing. Do you always just sit down like, yeah? I do.
Mina ke futhi inking amusi, I think. Well, I don't know if inking or doing it, but I'm my biggest critic.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I think I am too hard on myself. Yeah, and I won't stop because I always want to do better and better. So I do take stock. I sit down and I look back and say, "Oh, dude, you've come a long way. There's some embarrassing moments. There's things you shouldn't have been part of, but you shined here. You shined, and you did really well. How do I fix this now? Let's start right. Don't say wrong. Moving forward." So I do look back and say, back then compared to now, I've done really well. I've done really well. And it's not easy staying relevant, if I may say.
Yeah.
Staying relevant for so many years. Because a lot of people would say, yeah, and I'm still here.
Still standing.
I'm still standing. I'm still making hits.
Yeah. Do you have maybe a list of artists you say like I'll never play for these ones?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I do. I do. And I'm not a person or sogela bantu. Or I'm not even a person who takes decisions because of hearsay. But I want to experience you for myself. So mina, hey, you mess me up once. Hey, sing.
Yeah, I always say like we experience people differently, so never make a conclusion based on
Someone
hearsay.
else's experience.
Yeah.
But my own experience. So yeah, I do have I do have a few people and still artists. I'm sure one sharp sihlangane mongibona ngimdlaletse because uinvitiwe kunto on something resident drama, maybe it's a TV show or it's a gospel festival where there's one big band but it's JJ. We see at 34 now phone and they know.
Yeah.
Is
it that deep or
it's not even isn't this deep. It's just see
imali?
Yeah, imali. Sometimes it's just work ethic. And sometimes it's not even sometimes you can call me no, not pay me and don't pay me the greatest fee. But because it's the work ethic, I see what I don't but so muzongibiza uweske lo ozokubiza akunikele imali oyifunayo but istress sokusebenza naye uzwe ukuthi yabo manje ihlezi la lento gig no yo angisafuna ukubala you can't wait for the last song. I don't ever want to work like that.
So it's like that you never wanna play for those people.
No, Jane, mina.
Like on their project.
No. Because I've had experiences. I've had experiences.
One was enough.
Where things didn't go. Abanye, it's not even one. Abanye, it's more than one. It's this time it's over now. And you go again. Second time around, they mess you up. And you realize it's just their way.
Okay.
Just their way. Because nibe right manhlangana nikwazi ukubulisana.
Yeah.
Because man loko nixabana ngelinye ilanga ngeke sawazi ukubulisana.
Okay. Man, we have been drinking a lot of tea. We have done very well on Kenelo's project. Did you produce it?
No.
Who produced it?
Oh, Begim Tembo.
Begim Tembo.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that project, I just called him a few weeks ago. He produced the project, even the mix. He mixed that project. So, guys, if you don't know, you're hearing it from me first. Ubegi can mix albums now. He's done very well. He's done very well. I was so proud. Nimfonele and Tubano mixela. See him back.
It's very nice. So
it sounds amazing. Actually, this producing thing, Nayo, we must tap into this thing, your producer, because
there's a lot of money or what?
I won't say a lot of money. I guess our country is a very small country.
But then like the thing is like, let's say this American artist in the gospel space, they are not as big as we think they are. That's right.
Is it because maybe there's so many of them?
That could be the reason.
Yeah, but producing has become something else that it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Musical director, producer is the same thing, and it's actually two different things.
And how do you charge when you are a director and a producer? Do you have a different fee, or is just one fee?
I charge for producing.
Yeah.
Still in production.
Who was the MD?
I charged for producing.
Yeah.
I co-produced No Joseph, so we charged production fee. And then I charged as a session musician,
Musician.
as a drummer.
Yeah.
You in band, bayabhukwa.
Yeah.
So nami ngibhukiwe as a drummer. Le we producing, le producer. So ngifuna ngidlale. Okay. Ngi-appear on activity. Cool. Charged for that. I'm a musical director. Okay. Then we must talk. Oh, now I must manage the production technically as well. I must charge for that. Yeah, because now I'm getting involved in doing a lighting and screens, set design. What is it going to look like? I'm getting involved in. I must make the call on who's the service provider who's going to record the audio, provide a spec line. That's a whole job
On its own.
On its own. In its own. So charge for that. That's production management. Charge for that. We are in studio. We're doing BVs, overdubs or pre. I'm engineering. I'm not supposed to be doing that. I must charge for that. No, I must charge for that. I must charge for that.
No, he's working for it.
Yeah. Book a studio. They will charge you they will charge you a studio fee and charge you an engineer's fee. So I'm engineering there. Guys, let's talk. Let's talk, guys.
I love your style, bro.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk. Yeah, well, the thing is, we need to get away from this mentality of what makumele sikhulume ngemali, kumele kube ne-strive.
Yeah.
Njalo makumele sikhulume ngemali sekuba
Kuba tense, kuba
yeah, abantu banuyanyamalala. Sakwazi asikhulumeni ngemali kanje. So lento le malini lento le.
Is it 20 something now?
Yeah, so guy it's mawufuna lento. Na uyayazi, yeah. Na ufike ayistore. Uyothenga yabo lento bengisho ukuthi we've treated ourselves as a pasa show, as musicians for too long. Because kwakhona lento ye standard fee. What's the standard fee?
10K.
Yeah, the standard fee. I'm not a standard musician. How? So you say no, but you won't move up for it. There's a kick. So when food goes to home, charge a money. Gish. What? It's a standard fee. No. More kulmanam. A language is standard fee. Fagi in our conversation. Let's not have the language as standard fee. There's nothing standard about me. The fact that you called me. Bungafuni the standard. And there's no standard fee. Every person is an individual. What's the standard fee? There's nothing standard. The fact that you called that person is because you want them for what you know they can do. Akekho umuntu okupushile ukuthi fonela usapho. Akekho umuntu okupushile. Uhlezi wena wakho acabanga
Cheka kunobani available and all that.
Yabona izokhala mangathola bani. Yeah, ngiyazi uyabona kunengoma sokuvela mangathola. Already, by you thinking like that, you're already thinking, so there's nothing standard about that person. The fact that you were able to even think of them, there's nothing standard about them. So we can't be saying standard fees. I mean, I always tell people, there's no such as a standard fee. So what are the standard rates? There's no standard fee. But I say, the standard fee I see again. You're less for a long time. And it's sad because a lot of musicians go to their grave having not made money, having traveled the whole world. Uyahamba ugcwale Paris, ukoma London, use-States, uyathora. Mawubuya
Next.
Yeah.
Why did you go back to Joyous?
Was
it 424?
I didn't go back. Bangizile. I know how much was even. Why did you go back? Guys, I'm back.
By force.
Good question. Good question. Give me zero. I was asked to step in. They had a situation that was very sensitive. The drummer at the time, Tato, had just lost his dad.
Oh.
Yeah, so when they called me in fact, it was that very weekend because of Omungabo, and they had a show to do. that very weekend. So I stepped in ngaleso sikhathi leso. Yeah, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know, because abamxoshanga. I mean, wenzile umncwabo kahle. Nam I was kind of shocked when they called me again. And when they called me again, we're both there. Sure, asiphile, it's a life in. But when they called me, uyazi kushaya la emalini. Ayithi nini ngifodele manje. Hayi-ke. Now let's talk. Ngifuna ngisize. Ungisiza naye inkinga, ngisiza. Nina ngisiza kanjani? Let's talk. So ifake imali ngizofika.
Yeah.
Yeah, fake imali uzobuya.
And also the Chunky who
Operations.
yeah, he just disappeared.
Fethu. No man. When there's any years izinto ngiphathisha phela nje. We were talking about it the other day. Say, man, we need to go around and go see him, just check him out. I know he's busy with something else. He's working at a church and he's busy. But nje, yeah, it's not nice umuntu nje anyamalala ningazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Especially you guys who are
because he has been for years.
He's been there for years. But again, you know, also just to warn people, don't build campsites in Masaya. I think the one thing people forget is that all these things, we are session musicians.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, all these things, we are session musicians. Don't ever wake up and take into uswe yakho. I mean, I love Joyous. Done the gig. It's a nice gig to do. It launched me. Yeah, it launched my career in a big way.
There are always fights within the family.
In anywhere you go.
Even the prodigal son went back home.
Not in your family, asikati. No, asikati now, because yiyo le eyenza ukuthi singakwazi ukuraise ama issues kahle, because we've entered into things, this mentality of my family. Yeah, yawe lento ye-family. Yabo masisi. Ngithi sometimes asingajwayelani kakhulu emsebenzini.
Yeah.
Let's keep the
don't get too attached.
Yeah, let's keep the colleague space, because once our family, in a family, siyazana my weaknesses wethu. And I'm gonna use it against you. Guys, what ubani uzithulele?
Yeah.
Ubani uzithulele? Sizokunokha wena. Angikuyathula wena. Sizokunokha. So to see shaya la imali, uyathula wena. Because now that family space, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You're opening up a lot of things. You're opening up emotions. You're opening up a element of a social life yako that you're not necessarily supposed to open up to. Abantu sebenza nabo. So yes, we end up being friends nabanye, but be very clear with emsebenzini sisipani. Sisipani, because uzolimala. I mean, I've been burnt. A friendship, you know, and then things don't go well, and now you can't really hit them on the head because
yeah.
And so now ulimele nawe, and now ulimele, but yonke lento uyokubizile, but now you don't know how to. So I make sure, as friendly as I am, makufika emsebenzini chief siyasipana lana, and into esivumelene ngayo ayenzeke kanjani. Mayengenzeka kanjani ngiyaqoqa mina ngiyaphuma ngiyahamba kushiya kuleyo result.
But to my surprise, you did the restoration and all of that, but you were not part of the 26 live recording.
I was not part of the live recording, but I was part of the studio album. Okay. So if you look at it, Joyous 26, there's 2 albums. In fact, they just released the live one. There's 2 albums currently now sitting there. There's a Joyous 26 and then there's a Joyous 26 live at Joburg Theatre. Some of the songs from here have been redone here. I don't really know what was the idea behind that, but ngibiziwe mina for album studio what's kune live recording coming up soon, which I was not available for.
Oh,
Then is double apart.
okay.
Yeah.
Or you were booked, but you were not available.
Yeah, no, I was booked for it.
Okay,
I
no,
was booked
that's
for it.
nice.
Abantu baye bacabanga ukuthi lalela just ngangixoshanga. And ngeke bangixoshe noma sebethanda.
Okay.
Ngizobaxosha mina.
There's a foreign noise there.
I always, it's just the thing I always use. The truth is, Beto, it's been a while. It just it's been a very long while.
Yeah.
A lot of people outgrow it. Abanye feel it's time to move on and do their own projects. Abanye just get tired of that vibe, playing 1,000 songs in one night. I was like 1,000, but I mean, they're many.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad now.
Okay.
No, it's not that bad now. I mean, just 25. We did literally 25 songs.
Plus 25. Okay.
Yeah. Nowadays, just 26. It's not a lot of songs.
Yes, it's not.
Yeah.
But then you have been there, like, it's your relationship. I don't know how to explain it with them. It's on and off. Are you ever gonna go back there?
To Joyous?
Yeah.
Ish. I don't want to say I'll go back because Namanje, I think the way I work with the JC, it's more of on a contact.
Yeah, I guess
Consulting.
whenever you are here,
Yeah,
that's how.
yeah. It's on a consultancy basis. So I'm, but once a Joyous, always a Joyous Celebration member. But njengamanje ngi-Joyous mina, but ngiselifini.
Yeah.
Yeah, kunezinto lapha ngaphandle. So when I'm there, hey guys, sure, mangivumile ukuthi into ngizoyenza, sure. And I think futhi it helps me now, being the type of person I am. I'm very straight. Mangithe siyayenza into.
Yeah.
Siyayenza. When I say no, I really mean no.
You know it's a no.
Yeah, no is no. Ungakhala uyilahlele phansi. No is no.
Hey man, like before you could continue, you took a lot of people by surprise when they were getting married. People like they are crushes, they just crashed.
Yeah. I'm a crash vele, I crash up because that's why it's called a crash, because eventually it's going to crash.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything about it.
And honestly, like it's very rare for musicians to see them getting married and say, I'm committing here.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Was there any push on your side, or you knew like, okay, this is what I want to do?
The push away corner was push from myself. I'm very ambitious. I approach life in a very funny way. I wake up. Mangatse kuwe kusasa. Ngifuna uqala TV show. Now next year, I think that's just how I was raised.
Yeah.
I was raised, dude. More fun Wednesdays, yet push everything you have and don't be afraid to fail. So even now, Mshato, fail upon it. I didn't throw it much. Yeah, I didn't throw it much. I didn't throw it. And the value in life, I'm very big. By age is so value. Must have a house. So I've been working towards those things, and I'm just taking one by one. Yeah, good shot. Of course, sometimes things don't go your way, but it's part of life. You fail something, but it would be so sad to be sitting on the sidelines or begging to us. Yes, now we up, but you've never tried because you're afraid of the failure. So I jump in, but I jump in, and I jump in with both feet.
And you do it. If you fail, you fail.
Yeah, if I fail, at least I failed. I tried my best. And when I fail, I'll know, okay, look, now, wrong. because failure is a lesson. Failure is not the end of you. It's a lesson. If you don't fail in anything in life, it means you will never learn anything.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's true.
So you have to fail, is it, to learn and say, why are you learning on? Lord, when's the kanjani? Uyafunda. So nomshado ngidecide ngavuka nje nga-December. Yabona ke manje ngiyangena ke.
Oh, man.
And then ngenile, it's 3 years now.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it, ne?
I'm enjoying it. I'm making
But
the
how
best
do
of it.
how do you balance it? Because you could gig almost every weekend, and then
Yeah. Ngithi mina uyazi ukuthi sinokujoka ngaso sithi your prayer life. Prayer life is, jokes aside, I think sometimes when you pray for things, pray for very specific things. I wonder, COVID was tough. But mina, on the other hand, I look at it and say, COVID was a blessing for me. When we stepped into COVID, I was going into 1 year of my marriage.
yeah.
So it was almost like a honeymoon phase all over again, because I could spend time now with my wife for a whole year, 2 years. I go. The much is lying much, because it's dangerous, Lendo, especially as musicians, maybe even in other careers where you travel, you are in and out of the house. Awazi nokuthi uyabuya, awazi nokuthi iphone la endlini ihlala kuphi, because you are that busy, you know. Noma usendlini preoccupied, my headphones bonana nje masenyolala sekusene by sharp i-rehearsal, i-recording, flyer, you know, Joshua Airport, you know. Of course you have to work, life layer, but it's very dangerous ungabi naso leso sikhathi leso to get to know your person. The Bible says indoda mayiqeda ukushada kahle kahle kufuneka ingasebenzi for a whole year.
And relax. Do your main duty. Okay. I'm gonna get married also. I'm gonna do that.
I mean, it's not realistic to just not work. You can't just,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
siyaphila. But musuthatha lesa scripture lesa msibukisisa kahle ukuthi kwakuthiwa yenza sure ukuthi awunaka ngezinto zangaphandle kakhulu ekasemzini wakho ziyasalela. And the truth is, I can tell you all about marriage. Umshado ufuneka kube so. The truth is, awukho umshado ofana nomunye. Your marriage will be nothing like my marriage. You set your own pace. Template. But templates. There's actually no set templates for umshado. Because awukho ofana nomunye, because it's different people.
I agree on that because, like, some people they tend to look at other people's marriages and then they compare it with the other, and then they be like, why didn't that one survive? But then remember, like, lives don't translate the same.
They don't, not at all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The way he treats his wife, don't expect to treat your wife the way your wife might not like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really agree on that one, yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah, I tied the knot. You know?
It's been very good 3 years.
It's been a good 3 years, man. It's been a good 3 years, you know.
Kids
it has
yet?
its ups and downs.
Kids
no,
yet?
no kids as yet.
Oh, okay.
No kids as yet. I think we're very clear that we're gonna enjoy our marriage for a certain period of time.
Ah, okay.
And then we plan to have. And nokuthi njengoba ngikutshela mfethu ukuthi ngine ambition eningi mfethu, there's certain things I want to just
Fast.
yeah, I had a house thing. Oh, now it's like, okay, ngifuna ukushada ngingenakho, so tick. Wait, sure as I get a house. But now that very same house is small now. I can't have kids, man.
It's very interesting, like how you are saying things, because we know how musicians are reckless with their money, but then you sit down, you say like you had ambitions and you wanted to do things.
Yeah.
How many musicians will tell you that I have my house?
No, if it's an imali siyiphuza or say Bema, or
girls.
or Mantombazana. Nothing as among musicians.
Doesn't matter if it's gospel or secular.
He's dead. And you must remember the devil was an angel of worship. So when he attacks musicians, he attacks them ngalezinto ezibahlula vele. Ayabashanga lezo. Alcohol addiction, drug addiction. Mantombazana.
Okay, but then let's say, for argument's sake, amantombazana, we see them. Do they do the same thing?
But people have their own struggles, yes?
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Because we'll say,
community
Amantombazana,
is-
do they do the same thing? Do they not? Maybe they just
I don't
good at
know.
hiding
You
it.
chill with them. I
Maybe
don't
they're
know.
just good at hiding it.
Yeah.
Asazi what's going on. Amantombazana mhlawumbe ukuthenga impahla. Ushopper awuqedi wena. I always used to say, and I still say it namanje, and a lot of people don't like me, get me now, for the truths that I speak. Yeah, they don't like me for the truths that I speak. I would always look at I would even say my peers, especially the new age in the music industry. You say, "Van, take lakho lihle, Van."
How good is that? You can continue.
You say, "Take lakho lihle, Van." But I'm not jack to jack. For plug a guitar. Yeah, because now I'm thinking the take little thing 1,000 something. But see, look, tell me check. The cable, your plug an instrument that enables you to buy more sneakers or whatever you please. But I'll go nice in terms of instrument yako. You don't have gear.
You are not taking care of what you use the most.
Yeah, you don't have gear. Mina musician ne-instruments and angisebenzi la. No, ngiyaziwa ke lapho. Mombuka ungifonela. Even before I ask you how much. Yazi the first question I'm ngizokubuza yona ukuthi ubani odlala bass. Kunabantu engingafuni ukudlala nabo.
The bassist.
Generally, musicians. Kunabantu engingafuni ukudlala nabo. Not because maybe abanye, maybe the standard of playing is. But abanye, it's sometimes a sound thing.
Oh, sure.
Angabuzwa. Awuna sound yakho. Does not talk in the sound.
I mean, I tweeted the other day, or like I could hear your play, even if it's just on an audio. Okay, this is Sabu's playing.
Sound, faith. Sound. No, but if it's baningi. Joba ngiso there's musicians and but there's possibly few. But since baningi are musicians that I can play with, I can name them. But the sound, bonke. You'll agree with me. Usinikiwe, for instance. Let's start with drummers. Usinikiwe.
I know
Usinikiwe has a sound.
I know, who's this? It's
Peter.
Peter.
Peter has a sound. There's a sound.
It's different.
Yeah.
Whether
you like it
sound,
or you don't like it, but he has a sound. We'll talk about the liking or not liking it part, but a sound. Baningi.
Okay.
So we used to have a shortage of guitarists in the country.
It was only
Divine. Especially in the gospel. It was only divine.
But Tshepo has been doing this. I'm from...
It was a monster. It was a monster. He has a sound.
Yeah.
He has a sound. My name got a match. Not Tshepo. I mean, okay, divine. Tshepo. Umzizi.
Yeah.
There's a guy to Umzizi. Mtindeki. Umzizi. He does a lot of
Secular stuff, yeah.
He has a sound. Ike. He has a sound. Eben. He has a sound. Now we're not talking about whether you like it
Or not.
or not. talking about people who have a sound.
So that's one of your selective way of taking a gig to check the basis and their sound. And
No, very, I know. I make sure the
it's
bass
not
player
even
has to
about
be
the.
strong.
It's not even about the money.
No. Even before we get to the money, the bass player has to be strong. The bass player has to be strong, especially with the recordings. Futhi nje, with recordings nje, ngiyaziwa vele. Some people even shy away from booking me because they know what, because of calling bass players. So yes, going to be so sad. I always say to people, it's not me who's going to make a hit. It's an effort. It's a team effort thing. So, mungnike u bass player onjanjani.
Yeah, you're just gonna bring everyone down.
Yeah. Or it's either I'm gonna sound like I'm too much in the song because the bass player is not pulling his weight, or it's just not gonna work out. And the scat it's good the way we work here. We've developed a culture here because of, I guess, budget again. Since preparing recordings 2 weeks, so you record about 2 weeks.
There was once a podcast I was watching on YouTube, and Craig said that they work like 3 months for a certain project, and then here in SA we work like 2 weeks a week to go and record.
Then we ask ourselves, hey, why is those our sound like different?
And you know, like another thing that people don't pay attention to, or maybe just because I love music, the mixing, if it's bad. You know, I was listening to this album, it was recorded recently. It was rushed in terms of mixing. Unfortunately, I can't say which album is it, but it was rushed in terms of mixing.
I think I'm that big on production. That's why Naliskatu Kuluma producer and Nami I'm very now I can start calling myself a producer.
Yeah.
And
you haven't updated your bio on social.
No, I haven't. But Nakona, I must be careful.
Yeah.
I must be careful because I'm treading on a very serious ground. And a lot of producers, and I say inverted commas because we've used the word very wrongly. Strong little producer of arranging on. Then so we producer.
That's
so
a
musical
different
director.
thing.
You've arranged songs. You haven't produced the products. You arrange songs. Production is it starts way before a band.
Yeah.
Way before the singers. Even after kuyasetshenzwa ke. What to produce when after say hambile band qedile badlalile so uhlezi uyilalele kanje kumele uyiproduce ke manje le album uzothi no into sesiwayispa yini nayo kumele ngikhiphe something le ngoma keep into ukuthi lo bass player udlalile yazi udlale kamnandi kumele ukhiphe doesn't work for this song. Or we just have to scrap the whole song. And then it moves on even to the mixing.
To the mastering.
But by the time you are mixing, you as the producer must know how you want it to sound. So I understand the producer.
It goes back to knowing the sound of maybe the artist. You know, every artist has their own sound.
The fact that you've been called to produce Vele, it means that artist trusts you. Trust your interpretation. Trust your discretion.
Because if you look at Tune, when he brought Job, it was a different sound from when it was Abu, Josie, and Bumro. Okay.
And sometimes we don't have control over these things. That's why sometimes when I just
Bakufuna ma-results.
that's
Okay.
Sometimes producers, I think producers are not given their space to work. Artists will call you to come and produce, and then they will produce you producing.
What? I get what you're saying.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So you called me, you've called me to come and produce.
Sure.
And then you start producing my producing.
Why did you call me? Why did you pay me?
Yeah, because
Oh, now I get it.
because now siyachaisana, you know, siyachaisana. I'm trying to take this thing to a certain direction, and you're pulling it in a totally different direction. That's where sometimes my projects are limala khona, where the artist has a producer, but the artist is among business was a producer. But a producer now.
You know, another thing, I'll be having you, I'll be having Owen, and then there's me. We are all producers, but you were the one who got the gig, and I come and I want to take over. He comes because we are friends, we are buddies. Do we get something, or you'll take all the credit? Because if you think
I had a similar situation.
Okay.
One of the artists in work left this team.
Okay.
Case in point. Quick example. I get booked. You know, there's a recording. So. I would love you to come and play the recording. Oh, super. Sure. Send my rehearsals. You get there, my rehearsals. I find half the band, not even half the band. I think bass player, half the band. Bass player and one on my keyboards. Okay. Now my singers. My artist this is Australian Ngoma. This keyboard player is going to be playing. And teaching us the songs. Now, already, sang Nando already, I would say, we're going to waste a lot of time here.
Before you could even start.
Already I'm thinking it. But yes, man, sometimes you give people the benefit of the doubt. We're going to be wasting a lot of time here because where is the producer? Why are even these singers here? Sifike sonke kanye neband sizofunda. Work like that. Singers are here. Band nayo. Same time. Spine manager. Anyway, we start working. Ngiyibone lento ukuthi ayispan. We've got no pre-production. Yeah. These singers, but let's rehearse for 3 weeks. You know, we know the songs. Really, guys. Okay, did you guys do any recordings? The producer. Yeah, no, so record my phone notes. No, did he record you guys?
Yeah.
So Nini Ngomanyazaz. Yeah, no, we know those things. Okay, cool. Ngiyabona ukuthi nginenkinga la. Ngithi ayazi. Ngicela basitholele ingoma, siba record it, bese sizodlala wena piano. Just so that we have all the songs. And then bangaphumula bangenzi kureza but bezohlala kanje. They come and kureza bahlale kanje so siya correctana like band. I have 4, 6, 7. Yeah. Sasa guys ngikwazi ukuphumula. And ngempela senze kanjalo. Now already what I'm doing, I'm operating in the function of a producer there. Ngiyamsebenza womuntu. I went even further. Ngaqeda nama voice. Ngaqeda nabo. I booked a guitarist. It's about a guitarist. Don't know what happened, guitarist. But I booked a guitarist and told him, "Ish, music, bro. Guitarist is about sharp now." I booked a guitarist. So say, "Here's our magic band." Say, "Hlanganisa ke manje." I'm putting arrangements. Listen to this. I've recorded them to click. I go home. I work on loops. Start sequencing. Send for my loops. I come back tomorrow. I've got a loop for you on myself. An idea for an intro of it. Within a space of 3 days, we've done 9 songs. Band. My voice wabuya on the Friday. Wabuya. Following week. Siyaqala i-rehearsal yahamba manje. Yabona nje.
Bafuwe manje,
Yeah.
Ihlangene.
Guess what? Yabuya le producer le. Producer yeah. Kunama-producer nama-producer. Abalalele abayaziyo lento bayazi ukuthi wabuya. I have no problem with him coming back. But I set the artist down. Ngiflalela le ndoda. Njengoba sengispanile kanje. So mele kuleya fee yala mjini. Mele sixoxe manje. Ngenza umsebenzi wakhe la. Ya umkhafelani la manje. Angizobhatala as a producer. This is the bulk of the work angawenza. He came back and operated as a producer and a musical director. I dropped the show. On the week of the show, the recording your car. I dropped it.
I think I've heard
To show what abantu respect kangakanani. I dropped the show. After I dropped the show, they even had the audacity to call me and ask for my loops. I made. Content and correct. How can no man win? And the artist lenza. So why need it? Sometimes the artists enable these producers to use people. So since the whole band is arranging, the whole band is but
do you guys ever sit down and say like both an artist and bra yeke sevenze lentele
angithi mina ngilingakho ngihlala phansi ngitshela ukuthi ngeke isipane lento mayizohamba kanje kwalapho sangazwana khona ngathi yazi qhwelana yenzeni sha and they carried on. My arrangements are on the recording. And I'm not credited.
I was about to ask about the credits.
Not credited. As a producer, you should be getting a royalty. But that's a whole nother subject. Really.
I want us to go there in terms of the royalties.
Gospel.
Do you guys get them?
Which ones?
I mean, artists, they do get their royalties.
If it's softening. No, should kumele ungibize ngenyawo sikhona sonke so that I can talk phambi kwabo bekhona now.
Yeah. But you know
silami ingoma nje ngithi le party yenziwa yini le party
because
dayisa le ngoma.
The thing is I had Tshepo Nzimande and he mentioned like like having to say like okay you no longer need to put this word here, you need to put this. You need to be credited for that. You are a co-songwriter.
Yeah. Co-composition already. But let me tell you what things have been done wrong for the longest time. That wrong has been normalized to make it seem right. Wabona bafana besikole basebenza kanjani? Hey, bafana besikole computer la wonke umuntu la. Sikole umuntu uyafika sifake into king. My album bakhethwe bonke.
Yeah.
All earning royalties.
Yeah.
But thina angeke uyithole leyo royalty because we want to hog everything.
Okay, who gets to pocket all the money?
Actually, it's the record label.
So record label, they are still
Vele mina ma record labels vela ngibafuni. Bayazi nabo. Ma record labels asizwani. When I walk into mhlawumbe singababizi ngegama, but when I walk into this one record label, they know I'm talking to you. When I walk in, baba stress esinye.
It's not what hell.
It's not a record label.
It's a record label. No, it's not a record label. When I walk in there, baba stress because they're like, oh, now I'm cheater. Yo. Mina ke mfethu idoors zamvele zidumile vele in the industry. Nizwile ukuthi uSabu wenzeni. Mina ngavala all white gospel. Ngayivala show. Ngayivala. Yeah, ngayivala. Yaphela show bro. Simple thing. Job siyasebenza senza show kanje nakanje all white. I did the first one with issues ngemali ngithi makumele sibhadale kwabaningi. Get booked.
Isn't this like in 2019?
2019, yeah.
Sure, continue.
So I did the first one in 2018.
Yeah.
Kumele sibhadale ukuthi kwaba nenkinga, you know, imali yakhona sekumele manje yabo manje kumele singasakhulumisana kahle makumele kuphume imali. Letho ngitshela yona ukuthi imali is
tense.
Yeah, issue. So the second one, when I get booked, nalento yokusebenza namangani. I get booked by umngani wami or a musical director. Nakhona I always say I'm a producer and a musical director. Must stop negotiating indaba zeyimali.
For the band and the BVs.
Or musical director music, not directing imali zami.
Yeah.
No, that's why. This very situation, must have inkinga, sibheke wena. So uxakekile now khamisile
But
manje.
what's sad is that you guys pull out on the day of the show.
Lalela ukuthi ke futhi yabo ukuthi istory asifiki kahle. I want to set the record straight ukuthi abantu bezwe ukuthi because vele isaphuma kanje istory ukuthi uSabu dropped the show on the day. Ngithi mina njengoba book esambook ngitlalela ke mfana le outlet isolisile le out yakho le client yakho so ngizocela ama rehearsal fees awakhokhe wonke before siqala ama rehearsal and then imali ye show ngicela the night ye sound check we sound checking Friday night show Saturday and the show ukuthi uyayifaka Friday
Yonke.
by the time yonke by the time selfie and I know ukuthi imali ikhona budget ikhishiwe but I keep imali avume lo mbukhaya mfana I think that's a good idea. Yeah, and these were my words makungenzekanga kanjalo mfethu don't expect me to be on that stage. These were my words kanje fike qala sihluphe kuma rehearsal ngijambona uqalile endoda kwenzakalani. That's why a middleman is a problem.
Yeah.
There should never be a middleman umuntu who's going to negotiate indaba zakho zeyimali ne-client. Ngcono i-client idile nawe indaba yemali anako music because lento yokuthi yenza the whole thing
Project manager.
uzoba i-project manager uzoba i-MD uzoba i-producer catering uwe nama-toilet alethu ne-security uzokushaya.
Yo man, we
go there Friday nights. This guy does not make the payment. I ask on Friday fana imali khamba kanjani. I don't know ngithi tonight sharp hambe ngendlela tonight ishaye kakhulu tonight ifike tonight yazi tonight ifika phela manje ngize ngivuke ekuseni cha maybe phone yami engasipana athi ni reset ayikho le mali now ngisendlini the easiest thing for me to lapho since we've had that discussion what was I supposed to do into bekumele ngiyenze lapho ukuthi ngivele ngihlale endlini manje.
Yeah,
I had every right
because we're not paid.
but ngoba lento ema relationships Brian zohala lo mchithelo lona uthi uzoyilungisa ngifike lapho na get there uyabona makuzoba nenkinga uyabona nje yes and ifro yami nje lekuseni ithi uyapi ifro yami uyapi ngoba mawuso you're not going to give off the best of yourself so we are already you've got things happening you're thinking a whole lot of things awusacabanga music ustress ngokuthi uyasebenza but imali yomsebenza yikho but you're span so we happy
But the budget was there.
when you level
Okay.
ngitshela yona
Budget was there.
ngitshela yona ukuthi ibudget iba khona for everything but this thing is hlangene ngayo it's a gospel festival there's no money to pay the musicians but stage sikhona i-lighting i-sound ikhona catering ikhona ama-stretch tent backline ama-stretch tent akhona April kwenzeke enye into kumele kuqala utakhe ngiyifase mina angingeni la stage sivumelene mfana taka understand ukuthi she hasn't much issues nenkingi serious achieve that
isikhathi siyahamba phela
siyavala kube khona uMamkholela asiconvince ukuthi guys mina ngine-flight mina ngibamsa uma ngingangeni manje so ngisayenzanga le show ayi kuncane ngigcine ngingenile le stage ngiye sishaye i-sets kaMamkholela 3 songs uzozomfundisa uBenjamin after mfundisa uBenjamin he's going to another show Rustenburg so uhamba band yakhe vele basendleleni bayadlula
yeah
athi ayazi singene ne-3-piece band yami nje zoyishaya fast angene bengene stage kanjani tholakala ukuthi naye ngathi bengekasothwa kahle I'm chilling in my car ngiyayibona i-conversation iyenzeka lapha kune-cash ephumayo kune-cash ephumayo like hard cash eningi uyabona ukuthi that's cash ikhishwa manje ngoba ila imanager kamfundisi ithi mfundisi ngeke iqale ingoma hayi ngiphume ngempela icash ngibona ukuthi okay I know jwayelwa thina kabi la ngilinde nje baqede nje set kamfundisi uBenjamin mabeyiqede set kamfundisi uBenjamin ngene stage ngithatha into zami ezama ngithi pack my cymbals pack my snare qoqa SPD yami ngifake case Joba ngiqoqa lapha ecrowdini sekuqalile vele sekunento vele irawu yenzakala khona abamemeza qoqa zami mina yabo ngichilile futhi sen decide angifaka abantu moya decide mina ukuthi yazi ngeke ngiyenze lento because lento izongixabanisa nalo mjida omngani wami further so for ukuthi sibe right it's ngibuyela ku-agreement besinayo vele ukuthi mfana imali sangayithola angidlali so njengoba ngiqoqa lezi zinto vele I'm communicating with a chance fine imali ngizobona so ngiqoqa into zami mangehla so that's why ngithi izitori zifika yabo mangehla mhlanga nomunye umama MEC ekululeni or something uthi why are you doing this with mama please mama angikwazi lezi zinto engithatha ezami lezi angikwazi mama no the money is coming angikhuluma next ngemali lo mama uyangisukela ukhuluma ngemali ethize but umama ngimazi akaze angibhuke ngiqala nokumbona lapha angibhukanga uyangibiza so mina ngithatha into zami ngifaka into zami emotweni ngilinde ngikhulume nalo esivumelene naye
yeah
but kwenzakalani
basically is the one who called you
yeah sekane stress naye he doesn't have answers for me ngihlale I think ngihlala an hour or an hour close to 2 hours basically hour 45 or so silindile 2 years man sebeyacula ke lapha manje crowd lento eniyenzayo ayilunganga and the issue nganayo futhi ukuthi manje the rest of the band members fana singene fana senze le project fana chance sibuyela kule nto yebank month end my figure ibank alithi bo wena i-debit iphuma njenga noma ubani ayithatha bayayifuna so I decided ukuthi yazi because manje ngiyabona ukuthi sengi center of attraction because wonke umuntu kuba ngathi yini lo muntu oyingi
you are the only person
yeah ngathi yazi it's invite so I left lalela ukuthi ke mangiqeda ukuhamba kwenzakalani to show you ukuthi abanye abantu bakhohlakele mangiqeda ukuhamba akuphelanga 15 minutes a band rocked up
out of nowhere
and played the show long story short angazi ngihole today even for that show which is fine it's okay but a band rocked up and I find out now in 2021 good while we were rehearsing that band was rehearsing now what so this guy had calculated good lessons was knock abakula intwana zama zireza ngapha laba mama ngathi bayifasisa intwana ziba ready on standby. I find out now in 2021 with one of the musicians who is playing in that band utsasireza thina nasasimangele ukusebenzelana bose yazi kungareza fulani. But this is the industry.
But then it basically means like abantu bakhohlakele within the industry.
For sure.
I mean, if you are being booked for a gig and you are rehearsing, them also rehearsing. Why can't I say, subs are kwenzakala 1, 2, 3 kwenzakala?
That's the thing. So that's why a lot of people would say, "Mina nosnigiwe." In if there's one thing mina nosnigiwe, I know for sure na ilapha khona. If I get a call, anything as good as well, first thing I do, even before meeting time, check the date. First thing I do, Dana, yeah man, I'm for the ring. Skip on. No, fan gi ish mtabu pukegile mfana nendo. Then I know it's not a but right. It's just that he's not available. He does the same thing. When energy call Camera dogozo ti mfana na dogozo Cape Town mtafana chila via fan. Angeko. Yeah,
that's a good.
Yeah, but not all musicians do that. Not all musicians do that. Then you take 3 flights to go to UK. But anyway, that's another story. So
Hey man, we have been talking for 2 hours here. It's been 2 hours. Endorsement, man. How many artists have been endorsed in the gospel space?
Yo.
Or is it only you?
No, it's not only me.
Okay.
Sikona, there's quite a few of us.
Oh.
But Lindy endorsement, I think it straight. I think it was a nabangani bamba yesu.
Yeah.
Black musicians, siyasaba.
Isabani.
We're afraid of knocking on the right doors.
Oh, sure.
We're afraid angazi mhlambe bathi umlungu yaluma. You must remember where we come from as a country. Already as a black person, it's tough for you to be recognized. So makuthiwa lento ifunayo naye lapha kula mnyama bese wena uhlale la uthi no, they must recognize me from here.
Yeah.
They're not going to come to you. They're not going to come to you. In fact, they don't even care what to buy. Until the worst thing that can happen is you getting a no. I'll pull them down.
Even getting a no, like it's still okay.
Yeah, it's the worst thing that can happen. You get a no, you keep it moving, you find another dog.
So how did you get to Masha?
Well,
You are still part of them again.
Yeah. Well, I'm part of Marshall through. So I endorse DW drums, I endorse T cymbals, Aquarian skins, Veta sticks. They just so happen to be brands that are brought in by Music Power, a company that brings in goods for Marshall music.
Masha, okay.
But for the longest time, bengayazi neMarshall ukuthi ibheke kuphi. Bengayazi uma ungasithathe ngoseMarshall bengeke ngikhombe. So even before that, abantu bazose, yeah, but usujwayelene no day neMarshall, and I'm like, yeah, but that's a now thing. Back then, I endorsed Yamaha drums.
Yeah.
Angazi umuntu Yamaha. Ngavuka ngelinye ngathi ngiyayithanda le kids. Ngiyayithola kanjani le kids? Ngiyazwe iprice yayo. Ngathi yo. If mina ngidayise yonke into musenayo. Mhlawumbe ngithengise ngomzimba ukuze ngithenge le kids. Someone says no, man. Brands partner. That's why we need to. If we start viewing ourselves as brands, then it's easy for you to approach another brand. Be it a Yamaha, be it a whatnot. You approach another brand and say, "This is who I am. Can you partner with me?" This is what I can bring to the table. What can you do for me? And most of the time you find that these brands us is too listened because they don't know really what's happening in our circle. And we are their biggest clients. But they don't know we are actually the ones promoting this thing for them.
I was saying the same thing. Like I'm personally tired of promoting your music for free.
Bacharge, we have a
charge, and then they just ignore us. So I keep it moving.
We are timed out.
I just stopped the picture.
We asked me Marshall Manje. I think sometimes you need to have a certain type of attitude when you approach people. And Marshall, I didn't go there looking for an endorsement, basically. I went there, guys, walk to these black churches who have Yamaha drum kits. I'm the one who put those Yamaha kits in those churches. I was on the Joyous stage and I like kids. I want something so I want to play DW drums. I can guarantee you, give me 3 years, I can put DW kids.
The numbers will go up.
Yeah. And guess what? It was not just churches, it was South Africa, Yonke. Now even in Africa. DW was not a thing. DW besinayazi DW.
Sure.
And I started playing it. What happened? Everywhere. So manje mangene Marshall manje mele kusukume negundwane lakhona. Vele sukume.
Sure.
Yeah. They know now. They know.
Yeah.
I'm not just all talk. Mangena ngifuna ukukhuluma naye uDane Marshall. I want to speak to him. Dude, this year la kids leyane already asangichaza color yakhona iyangi-affecta. What can you do? I'm making it sound because he knows the number of DW kids he's moved. He would have never ubezoyithola phi Grace Bible Church, Change Bible Church. Babani bezoya lapha. But they came there, mabefika futhi and bangichaza abantu mabefika sifuna nje fana nekasapha. Yeah, so they call him out to things side up. Hey, fika abantu laba thenga kit configuration efana neyaphi, it's good shot. Or send a message kumkhulu wakho.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, dude, I think we'll need part 2 of this. There's a lot to say.
Sekuningi mfethu ngithatha ngikubeke. Yazi wena kunezinto ofuna uyibuza lezi. Yazi ufuna ngiye lapha ene hey mama ngisala lapha bro. Soshayisa ngo8 la.
Is it done? Is it done or we still gonna see more of their recordings? I'm not gonna mention names. No. Okay.
I hope we see more. I hope. For the sake of Uti, even those people who still have that wish to be part of Endanger.
Yeah. Okay.
Get an opportunity because I won't lie. It's an amazing place to be. You learn a lot. So because of Kulwa.
Yeah.
You know, there's feud happening up there. The whole thing is gonna come down.
Yeah. No,
I just pray and hope.
No, thanks. But before we let you go, man, I want us to play a small line again. You're gonna select the band. I'm just giving you the names, drums, bass, keys, and all that. On first keys and the MD, you have to select the one. I'm giving you 3 or 4 names.
Okay, but the band because now they were saying production man. So hlanganisa iband kanti ngihlanganisa iband edakiwe.
Sifuna artist serious.
My artist serious. It's more not artist serious. Yiphi kanti ekho serious. Akhona vela ama Mickey Mouse absolutely that.
So on first keys, you have to choose between Josie, Baba Mbatha, Tabet, and who else can I think of? Moral, I'll have him on second keys. Let's have these 3.
Yeah, Pile Ben. You can just guide me.
Let me think. You're Lalabai.
Sisi, why not?
Sisi. Let's say Udoni.
Doni.
Yeah,
Udoni.
yeah.
Okay, this you gave me clearly. Nqubeko, Mbatha.
Yeah.
No,
Joseph.
you gave me Joseph.
Yeah.
Mbatha no Nqubeko.
Yeah.
Asiqhubeke nalaba abanye because
No, we're gonna get there.
bazo-affecteka phela laba. Bazo-affecteka manje sengizibophile nge-MD la. Kunabantu engingasakwazi kubafaka manje. So it's like so nike nje. Ngihlanganisela kuwe.
Okay. On this, we have Ishi.
Nazo.
We have Kubegani. We have Bega. We have Sabelo. We have
Palat.
Huh?
Palat.
Yeah. Barikima Palat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Ufake 4.
5. Sabelo. Ishi. Kubegani. Ubega. Yeah. 5. And then
Andluli.
on drums,
Yeah.
we have Ligan.
Yeah.
We have Sneakiwe.
Mm-hmm.
We have who can I think of again? Tato. We have the late Kwazi.
Fix me some. Failu.
Okay. I'm gonna take him out. We have who's this guy who was playing on 21?
Mzwa.
Nzwa. We have those 4. And on lead, we have Tep.
Yeah.
We have Divine. Okay, let me leave it for those 2 there.
Okay. Ngapha ku organ and keys ufake bani?
Again on keys. Again, can I put Ulungelo?
Mhm.
And then who is this guy? Forgot his name. You played with him on Spartan Life.
Umnguni.
Ukuni. And on second keys, I have Morolo. I have Gama. I have, who can I think of again? Okay, let me leave all those 2. On drums, can I add Mbeke there?
Upuli.
Yeah.
Drums say decision yami mfela ngidlula kakhulu. Thenje uvele ubusuqedile nje ngobani.
I thought as much.
Ngidlula kakhulu decision yami. Okay. Manje le band ihlanganiswa yini?
Yeah. Wena udlali wena.
Yimo zobabhatala.
Yeah.
Uyazi. Okay.
This gospel goes classic.
Gospel Ghost Classic.
Yeah. That one that you did with Abu Tony and all that.
Ish. Yeah, actually, my must go far and come in the Gospel Ghost Classic. But now I have to qualify why then.
Maybe a little bit.
Who knows the Gospel Ghost Classic? I said so little.
Okay, sharp.
Okay, but see, I think I would go with Joseph.
On first keys and MD. Okay, this is it's interesting.
Yeah, so you see, already Masiti on first keys and MD. Already saying by name or A. Ubani wathi abantu abadlala piano musical director.
Yeah.
Into like ekhaya leyo. That's why khona nalo munye uzohlala ahlale phambi kodrummer, right in front of the drum kids. Hlezi lapha nepiano nemic yakhe. I'm so sorry. No, I say this to just caution us as even for abantu abalalele. It doesn't mean because you're on the first keys or a musical director or even producer for that matter. There's brilliant musicians who play other instruments. Take for instance Ubheka.
Yeah.
Ubheka as a producer and MD. For me, I think he's my close number 2.
Yeah.
When it comes to producers and MDs.
Oh wow. Okay.
And musical directors and producers, like I said, about five.
About fine.
So yes, I would put Joseph as a MD. I would.
Okay.
Because he makes sure that everyone is comfortable and everyone knows what's happening when kanjani. Kunama musical director amaningi niwabonayo umuntu ubeke imic ebusweni bakhe and akakhulumi.
Okay.
I'll say that
off camera. I know.
Yeah, no, back on. It so much so with some of the shows I do manage, even recordings. You figure lapha, they've put a shout mic next to the drums. There's a mic, musical director, and then there's a mic like of my drums. And I'm like, hey, what can I do? But I'm was as you were in my friendship, then guys, we must talk.
Yeah.
Someone must pay me something for that. Because now I'm operating as a musical director. I may have not produced, just because ngiyazazi ngoma, it doesn't mean manje kumele ngizobabysitter nina like this stage. Nami ngizospana yi.
Sure.
Yeah. But anyways, qhubekani.
Yeah.
Any day, anytime,
No.
Yeah. Qhubekani, for me, he's the most solid bass player.
Yeah. That one.
Nongiyabathanda baningi ama-bass player. I love a lot of bass players. I think I have a top 7 bass player. Qhubekani, for me, he's the most solid of all of them. Yeah.
On drums.
Sneaks.
Okay. I won't even ask further questions.
Yeah. Futhi if we are mbuza yeah, khona bazophatheka lapho.
Wow, yeah. That's like I won't say anything else.
There's just a certain understanding he has that I've seen even in the years and watching him grow as well. But abaningi bazosinikwe manje. I know him
From an age, yeah.
Intwana. Ngifike ngivakashe esondweni kamfundisi uBenjamin kudlala ngifike ngizodlala and how he was so hungry for information and listening to him now, which he's not that boy.
Yeah, he has grown up.
He's a force. He's a force to be reckoned with now. Now I watch it now. Hey, Chief, what's going on there?
Yeah.
You know? So his thinking is different. He has a very defined sound about him where you can tell it.
Sure.
Guitars, Tshepo. Tshepo, I think for me, he's the only guitarist who says, I'll join you guys. My guitarist man shy away from playing lines and chords and a lot of guitarists.
He comes to the party.
Yeah, Tshepo is there to play the song with everyone. My guitarist khona ngomoza go show yonke sesiqalile lokho busy go manje awukunini kokotha. So Tshepo he's worked on something. His guitar playing is not dependent on pedal.
Yeah.
He's got a sound. Yeah. Blank.
Yeah, feel now.
Yeah. Ukhala guitar. Before iqale ifake izinto, iyakhala yona nje. He's got a sound.
Yeah, that's dope.
Keyboards, I would actually take Omurol.
What these 5 keys?
Yeah. For me, I think people who understand auxiliary keys, for me, and I'm not taking anything away from. For me, it's 2 people. Umngoni, and Lebo.
Oh yeah.
And people have placed Umngoni as an organ player. He's actually not. He's an amazing pianist, by the way.
I think I've heard him.
Yeah. He's an amazing pianist. Amazing pianist. But they just know they can play an ugly sound and it will work. For me, those are the 2 people I'll allow to have more than 3 keyboards on
so
stage.
all organs will have Lungelo over.
Organ, Lungelo. There's another boy, Philly manje. There's a boy to Ndu.
Ndu.
Yeah. But see, organ, Yeah, there's Ishman. There were more uzothenga i-iPhone, ithenge ngoba uzoyisebenzisa yonke. Uzongena nalapho abanye abantu bangangeni khona. Funa mina.
I'll be patient in that.
If you guys were live, I would say they are calling you.
We're not gonna cut this, continue.
So it's yeah. Sorry, I was saying the phone if no we check it. You know, was what's yenza ukuthi kuphi yenza ukuthi yabo kanjani. So Ulungelo for me is that organ player. He knows the organ inside out.
Yeah, no.
He's not just there faffing with, you know, he
Yeah,
plays
he plays
the
it.
organ holistically.
Yeah.
He knows what this does. Sina yonke lento siyibona ngathi ya confused, they'll draw bars. He knows how far back do I pull it. So my mindfully sound so which draw bar do I close? When I play pedals, you know, these are the keys. This is how I move. Then even in playing, there's a certain way you play it.
Play it, yeah.
Not just playing, that's what my keyboards.
Yeah.
I'm not sustain. Volume pedal, how do I swell? How do I for me, yeah, Ulungelo. Kusasewuye. And this boy again, khuluma ngayo umuntu ongegaziwa, yeah.
I should check him out actually.
Yeah. Baningi abayidlalayo okay, I have nothing against them. Bayidlala kamnandi futhi just nje mina.
Yeah.
Mina mangifuna organ player. Yeah,
Tell Apollo.
Apollo. Yeah.
But before we could go, man, like just last words to the young kids who are coming. Just a message to them. Even if the message that you will just when you are sitting down, I've dropped past to those boys there.
Ish, yeah, well, man, it's very deep, man. Because I imagine, man, I dropped past. The biggest thing in my issue is talent alone is not enough.
Oh, talent will take you there, but it will not sustain you.
It will not sustain you. In this industry, you need to build character. There's certain people who are most gifted people, but they are a nightmare to work with because of the character thing. Yeah, you can't stand them. Like Mabe Corner, an hour is enough. So la izophela nini veza delanga lonke. So more than anything, as much as you're working on your gift,
Yeah.
working on sounding better, work on becoming better as a person. Every time you leave somewhere, people should say, yo, what a joy, what a pleasure it was to work with so and so. And especially for the young guys, because the young guys, they buy check instrument.
Too much.
Buy check instrument, buy check instrument, young. Then it's a thin line between knowing your instrument so much now to lose us, and feel we can even feel it in your aura, more corners, yes. Hey, Usman Yazazi, yeah? Everyone has a big head. And it shows in your character. You know, you rock up late, or you don't show up sometimes, or you're unreliable, but you are gifted, highest level. But you won't last in this industry. I've been playing professionally now for 23 years.
Yeah, it's been that long.
And I'm still playing. There's people in the industry. Namhlanje, they'll send you a message and say, hey man, I'm not geek, gifted people. But they arrived and they left character behind.
Yeah.
So yeah, to the young guys, be careful, keep your head on.
Keep your head on, be focused and good character.
Make it easy for us to work with you. And that's the problem with gifted people. I mean, I'm not perfect now, and I think now I've had my, but if there's one thing I always do is I always ask myself, if I was the other person, would it be nice to work with me? So, do I like working with me?
Yeah.
So that's no one send away. And after I leave, people like, "Ish, yo, see what I need to yo, ancient. Yo." So yeah.
No man, thank you man, thank you. Like it's been 2 hours. Yo. Ask point game for it. Ask point game. Let's just wrap it up man.
Yeah, no,
You need to attend rehearsals and all that.
Ngizokala manje ngingene kwezini. Siwasibhala. Ngikonakala.
Yeah. Guys, let's just close it up. I think this is the longest shoot we've ever done, like a whole 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. We have been talking about this for some time, but then finally it is here now, and I believe this was not it was not something said or like we never said anything whether like we might be black.
What?
Is it black or
We might be black back.
Black.
I've been waiting.
Alright.
Backlashed.
Whatever it is.
Backlash.
Yeah, backlash.
Backlash.
But for me,
It's fine.
yeah, it was an honest thing. I mean, we are all about being honest, transparent, and all that. If re go tliste botlhoko re inela matsogo mo metsing nna mora matlaopane mora tsipane mora mokalobe. I'll see you on the next episode.